It's just another Maintenance Monday brought to you live from the garage of the Graffiti Turtle. Alright, what's up, YouTube? Today is gonna be another Maintenance Monday. It's been a while. Haven't been riding for a while because my tire is destroyed pretty much. And that's what we're gonna be doing today. It's actually was a request from a subscriber. I don't know how you pronounce his name. It's Italia. I don't know. But yeah, so he requested I do how-to on how to remove and mount and balance the rear and front tire. Today I'm just gonna be doing the rear tire because the front tire is still good. Let's go ahead and get started. This is also going to be like kind of like a two-part video, just because if I did the removing the wheel and tire and mounting the wheel, or mounting the tire and balancing it, then it would be a really long how-to video and no one would really want to sit through that much. So we're going to do it in at least two parts. The first part is going to be removing the wheel and dismounting and mounting the tire, and then the second part is going to be balancing the tire. I might do it three parts where I'm removing the wheel, and the second part will be dismounting and mounting the new tire, and then the third part will be balancing the tire. I don't know, we'll see how long it goes. I'm sitting here rambling while I'm talking about time. So anyways, let's get started. The tools we're going to need are a ratchet, and I always have an extension for my ratchet just in case I need it, but 3/8 ratchet. Also a 1/2 inch ratchet. I don't have one here because I'm using something else, but I suggest you have a 1/2 inch ratchet for the axle nut. It's bigger and you're going to need more torque on it, and use a breaker bar, and you can use a 3/8, but it might break, who knows. The other things, sockets, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 17 millimeter, and 32 millimeter, or these sockets are going to be for your axle nut, which on a 05R6 is 32 millimeter. Other bikes, I'm not sure. The 17 is going to be for your sprocket nuts on 05R6. The 14 and the 12 are going to be for the rear brake caliper mounting bolts. On 05R6, they're different sizes. One's a 17 and one's a 14 and one's a 12 millimeter. So, and instead of a 1/2 inch, I have this handy dandy cordless impact, which has enough power to take off my axle nut. I already know this because I took it off already, because I was anticipating my tire being here earlier and it didn't show up when I was hoping it was going to show up. So I went ahead and put it all back together, and just pretty much everything's hand tied on there right now, so I can demonstrate what you're going to be doing step by step. So, alright, first thing you're going to want to take off is, I'll put you down right here. First thing you want to take off is your 32 millimeter axle nut right here. Bring you in closer for that. Show you where it's at. Right there. That's going to be your 32 millimeter in this case. Like I said, I already took it off once, so it's finger tied on there. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. There's also a washer behind there. Alright. Set these, like if you're just going to do it real quick, you know, I'd recommend setting everything kind of in, I like to do in order of how I took it off. That way I just reverse how I put it back on. The next thing you want to take off is your And on an 05 R6, the exhaust kind of hangs in the way of the brake caliper mounting, so kind of twist that out of the way. Since mine's a piece of crap and it's actually for YZF 600R instead of R6, it doesn't even hardly fit the hole, so we'll just take that all the way out. Get it out of the way. The next thing you're going to want to take off is the brake caliper bolts. There's two of those. The one toward the front of the bike right here is your 14 millimeter, and the one on the back of the bike toward the back is your 12 millimeter. So go ahead and take those off and move your brake caliper out of the way. And again, set those so you're going to remember which one goes where. I mean, they're not going to fit the wrong way, so. And go ahead and remove your brake caliper. Kind of hang that out of the way. Alright, and now on 05 R6, there's this bracket right here that the caliper mounts to, and this little piece right here. The first time I did it, I didn't even look at that, and I pulled the axle out and it all just fell to the ground. I was like, where the hell did that all come from? How am I going to get back together? So just so you know, that the axle goes through this caliper mount. So just make sure you look at that before you take it off so you know how it all goes back together. Alright, so now that your axle nut's off, your brake caliper's off, we're going to go ahead and use our dead blow hammer. Don't use a steel hammer on this because you're going to mess up threads and stuff like that. A dead blow is like plenty to get it off. You're going to come around behind the bike and kind of, I like to grab it with my legs, grab the wheel with my legs so it doesn't fall down, and one arm underneath the wheel, and just hammer that, kind of lift up on the wheel and slide that axle out. Now is when this little guy right here can come out, and go ahead and remove the axle all the way. There we go. Now then, remember how your spacers go on, or the alignment spacers, I guess, to align your back tire. Remember how those go on there? The way I'm going to do it is take that one, put it where it is, take this one from the right side, put it over there, and I'm going to put my nut and my washer back on so all of that stays together. And put that right there. So now your wheel should be sitting on the ground. And go ahead, kind of wiggle it around and remove your chain. And there you go. Now the wheel's off the bike. Easy enough. A couple other things you're going to want is two boards. I have like gardening timbers, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. 2x4s, gardening timbers, fence posts, whatever. The purpose of those is just to keep the rotor from resting on the ground and getting scratched or bent or whatever. So now go ahead and put your wheel on those timbers, like so, or whatever, the 2x4s, whatever pieces of something you have to keep the rotor off of the ground, like so, like that. Next thing you're going to do is remove the sprocket. So take off your sprocket bolts or nuts. And the washers that go on top of it. Go ahead and set those with the rest of your nuts and bolts. and pull off your sprocket. Bam, magic. Alright, now that that's off, you can kind of get in the wheel a little better. I also have a valve core removal tool. It's just a little one. Go ahead and let the air out of your tire. So now the wheel's off the bike, the sprocket is off the wheel, the air is out of the tire, and the next step is going to be to remove the tire.